Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I will be reviewing One OK Rock new album, Eye of the Storm. Before we get started, I want to remind you that this is simply my opinion on the album, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more. One OK Rock are back with a new album 2 years after the last one, Ambitions. And it was an album that I wasn't too much of a fan of, and I really was wondering how this new album would shape up to be. And to my big surprise, this album is quite a music style change for this band. Now, Eye of the Storm can't really be called a rock album because this album's approach is more of a pop music approach mixed with rock, which isn't too new with rock bands, especially for the last few years. I mean, the most recent band that did that and that comes to my mind is Fall Out Boy with the last album, Mania. And it was an underwhelming album to me, so when I heard that One OK Rock was going to experiment the same way, I got worried because I love rock music and I think they are a band that had quite a huge impact for many in Japan and outside of Japan, and they are beloved for their rock music, so this departure might ruffle some feathers. This said, I enjoyed this album so much. I swear no one is as surprised as me about this, but this album is killing it. Who would have thought that One OK Rock would be so good at making a pop rock album? But Eye of the Storm is a really addictive and fascinating album to me. I don't know what triggered this style change for them, but you can't deny that they really went for it 100%, and this album flows really well. Every song has its own flavor while also maintaining this sound really well. And also the blending of modern electropop and rock music feels very organic as part of the album, and every song surprised me by how it worked with each other really well. Now, I know this album is going to be a difficult one to listen for many fans. I personally became interested in their music very late, like 5 years ago, so I wasn't there during their peak, but I know that this is a huge change for sure, and I am personally a sucker for pop music, and when it's well done, I have no complaints, and I think they did really well on this one. I love songs like Eye of the Storm, Worst in Me, Can't Wait, or The Last Time, which feels more rock than pop, but then you got hybrids of both music styles like Grow Old and Die Young or Change that work just as well. I don't think everyone will be overly enthusiastic about this one like I am, because again, this is a change, but this album feels like a really good hybrid of pop and rock music, where there might be not as much angst in its melodies, but I think the lyrics do compensate, although sometimes they do feel a bit cheesy, like especially on the ballad Letting Go, and I love this one, but yeah, we've heard lyrics like that a lot before. But I have to admit, I do love the way Taka sounds on this album. His voice is a lot more rested. The high notes especially I found really pleasant, and overall I thought that he sounded really pristine on this one. In the end, Eye of the Storm will leave some wanting more or even disappoint a little bit, but I personally had an absolute blast with this album. It feels like they knew where they were headed, and it does feel a bit less pandering towards American audiences and more what they wanted to do, while also keeping in mind their international fan base. And also, the experimenting I thought was very organic and pleasant, and that is why I give this album 4 stars. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to tell me what you think of the album down below, and I'll see you next time.